Metroplex still heeds the call of the last prime. Who cares? You're yesterday's news. There's a new Titan on the block now. Let's take you out of it. And who's moving into the Titan community? This guy. This is the Transformers Titan Return. Fortress Maximus, Part 2. Okay folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and this is part 2 of my coverage of the Titans Return Titan class Fortress Maximus figure that just came out. If you saw part 1, you saw the unboxing, you saw my excitement, and you saw me add the leg piece, and you saw me add this arm on, which was detached, and insert the head. In this section, part 2, we're going to do a complete review of all of his modes, of all of his features, and when we get to part 3, that's going to be comparisons with Metroplex, who you just saw. We're going to do this one in, we're going to do this section, this part in sections A, B, and C. We're going to work from the smallest piece of this set up to the biggest in all of its modes, and a few alternate transformations while we're at it. If I didn't say it, I'm your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. Please like, comment, subscribe, check me out everywhere. Check out Machinery Man and the Everything Factor. So, stick around, and yeah, we're going to start off with Emissary. Okay, so section A is this little guy here. It is Emissary. Do you want to know just how small these Titan Masters are? Well, here he is next to Minimus Ambus. You can see the size difference there. He's smaller than Minimus Ambus. Let me give you something that everybody can kind of relate to. Here he is compared to my thumb. He is just basically from your first knuckle of your thumb to the tip. So that's about as big as he is. I bet you're looking at your own hand now, aren't you? He's really little. These Titan Masters, very small. So paint apps for this guy, 10, we'll say 10. I guess this is what Emissary / Spike, as a lot of us will recognize him. But I guess it's true to G1. I don't really remember for this guy, but we'll say 10. The legs might have been a gray or a black, but I think it's pretty true. He has a decent little head sculpt. Posability, playability for this guy, well, the head can go left and right and up and down. It's on a very small ball joint. The shoulders apparently are on ball joints. It really just takes him out very slight from the body. He can bend at the waist. He can bend at the knees. So he can sit down, and he can sit down this way, like that. But that's it. No splits because the legs are attached. The arms can't go out any further than this. There's no elbow, nothing. So posability, playability, a 1, I guess. Transformation, 10. It's so easy. You put the arms down by his side and you turn him around. And that's it. Now, I love the head sculpt here for Cerebros. If you want him to have a face, I guess you're going to have to get the SDCC or the Transformers Legends version. I wanted the faceplate. To me, that's how I remember him looking. I wanted the faceplate, I wanted the visor, I wanted him to look like this. When he's in robot mode, there is no attempt to cover up the face like there was in G1, where there was a flap up here that would flip down over the face. I'm cool with that because I only had one headmaster in G1, and that was Brainstorm, and the flap for the top of his head became so loose that even when I would put him in robot mode, the flap would always come down and cover his face. So I kind of dig the fact that that's not going to happen with this guy. Overall, what can I say? You know, his color is good, his transformation is easy, even though once he transforms, he doesn't really do anything except be a head. Posability, playability is severely lacking. I guess I should point out as well that you can stand these guys up on Titans Returns figures. There's holes in the bottom of the feet, and they'll go on over pegs. So I guess they won't fall over. There he is in head mode again. I don't know. These little Titan Masters, two I guess. Whatever. It's a cool gimmick, but I mean they're not very, I don't think, playable by themselves. As far as being a head goes, he's a 10. He makes a great head. Anyway, that is part A done. We're going to go next and put this guy on Cerebros in part B. And here we have part B. This is Cerebros. He is right now as Fortress Maximus's head because this is how he comes in package. And if you have watched any of my reviews, you know I like to do transformations from the way they come in package. Granted, Emissary was a little bit different. I took this out. It was not attached in box. I don't know if it's supposed to be, but mine wasn't. And right away, I kind of wish that these arms in the back had somewhere to actually peg in. They're a little free flowing. That's a bit too bad that there's nowhere for those to peg in. But it doesn't destroy it. As far as the sculpt goes, that is a beautiful Fortress Maximus head. I mean, even the lips are molded in, and the little, I guess, divot, between your nose and your lip, like that's even molded in. It's an amazing head sculpt. Amazing head sculpt. You just heard there. Okay, so this guy comes with lights and sounds. If this goes down, there's a screw right here that you take out. This whole piece opens up. The screw doesn't come all the way out. This whole piece opens up. You put in two AAA batteries, and then you get lights and sound, which I guess you're going to hear kind of throughout this. The first thing is the transformation sound. When you put that up or take it down, there's a transformation sound. You see the eyes light up. There's a whole bunch there. When this is up, he says Fortress Maximus and Decepticon and Autobot and makes a bunch of noises. When this goes down, he makes Cerebro sounds. So there you go. That's how that goes. And to transform this guy, well, you flip this piece down first. You flip the air pieces back just like that. On the side you unpeg, and there is a tab right here on the side of the head. It goes into a hole on the leg, and you bring the leg all the way down. Same on the other side. From what I understand, very G1. I must be honest, I never had the G1 figure. And you get this. This is the mode that he goes in to go in, I guess, battle station and city mode. Very reminiscent of his G1. I don't know what kind of a weird tower he's supposed to be, but whatever. So this is that mode. All you really did was flip this piece down and flip the legs down and put the air pieces back. That's it. So how do we get him into robot mode from here? Pretty simple. You flip down the toes on the front. You flip down the heels on the back. You open up his arms to the side. You orient the fist forward. And by the way, when you open these up to the side, there are tabs for it to go into. And there you go. There is Cerebros' body. And you put the headmaster of Emissary in there, and there you go. You have Cerebros in robot mode. What can I say about Cerebros in robot mode? His paint, I'm going to give it about an 8.5. It's not perfect. There's blue here. I don't remember Cerebros having blue on his shoulders or up here. I feel like it would have been more accurate if that stuff was black or gray. I guess I'll give him a 9, actually. It is pretty accurate, but not perfect. His transformation, well, you just saw it and how quick and easy it was. So his transformation is going to get a 10. It is not hard, and it is not hard to go back. Posability, playability. Well, the head is on a ball joint, of course, and it goes left and right. It can kind of wiggle a little bit. It looks up ever so slight and down, I mean ever so slight. The shoulders can go all the way around and they go out to the side. Because it's on a ball joint at the elbow, you do get a bicep rotation because of that. And a nice 90-degree bend at the elbow. He doesn't have any waist articulation, but I mean, he got to carry this enormous backpack, and you can't really help it. I mean, that's just the nature of this character. The legs can go all the way out. There you go. They can go all the way out to the side impressively. They can go 90 degrees. The toe tilts forward. The heel can tilt up. There's a thigh rotation, and he can. I don't know if you want to be able to do that with them. I'm not really, I mean, legs don't move like this, but it's for transformation, and it is a joint that you have. Honestly, it's the weirdest joint. It is just the weirdest joint. But honestly, posability, playability, I'm giving him a 10. He's pretty fantastic. There is no wrist articulation either. So, okay, he doesn't have wrist. He doesn't have waist, but come on, his knees can go out to the side. That's kind of freaky. So I'm going to give it a 10. Now, granted, I might be, biased, but I don't care. How big is he? Well, here he is next to a deluxe, and bringing in the Evasion Mode Optimus with my custom faceplate. There he is next to Optimus. So he's not quite as small as a deluxe. He's not quite as big as a Voyager. A Deloyager? A Voyalux? I don't know what you'd call it. I guess he's kind of like a big deluxe or small Voyager. So we'll take those out of it. That is Cerebros. Honestly, and he makes a great head for Fortress Maximus. And that tower thing, he does it well, I guess. As tower things do, I suppose. Whatever. Overall, I'm going to give this guy a 9. I think he's a great figure. He's easy to pose and play with. I don't think he's going to do much, but I never felt like he'd done much on the cartoon either. I know he did it, on the Headmaster's cartoon. I get it. I know he was Fortress, but I mean on that I guess season 4 Rebirth. I mean he is what he is. He's ahead. So there you go. So far, we're building up, and next, of course, is going to be the Big Daddy. It's going to be Fortress Maximus himself in Part C. And we're up to the biggest piece. Fortress Maximus himself, and man, I love this guy. I already have Cerebros in head mode and put in place. Okay, so the head. Well, first, I guess I should talk about paint apps. I'm going to give this guy a 9 for paint apps because here and here should be white. There, I guess a very light gray. Same with up here. It should be a very light gray. The pieces out around the gun should be gray. I mean, he's not perfect. By the way, the ramps on his arms, the inside is white, but the outside should also be white. If you want that complete accuracy, hey, go with, I guess go with the, I'll spit this out, the Transformers Legends version, but for me, this looks more like a base. It looks more metallic. It looks more, cohesive. So I dig it. I'm giving him a 9. I'm giving him a 9. I'm glad that his hands are blue and not gray. I'd seen early images where it looked like they were going to be gray. Now I'm really glad that they turned out blue like they're supposed to be. In terms of articulation, well, the head goes left and right. Because, I mean, now we're looking at posability, playability. This guy's already going on a 9. The arms go all the way around on a ratchet. Now, some people have complained that the flap in the back is really loose and falls. Mine does not. So, I guess I'm fortunate. Both arms can go all the way out to the side. On a heavy ratchet. Full, basically, elbow bend. Very deep elbow bend. There's a bicep swivel. You can hear all the ratchets. The fingers, just like Metroplex, each of them are articulated at the first knuckle. The thumb can do this, so he can make a fist. The wrist can, you know, flip in on, I guess, under his arm. There is a waist articulation on this guy. I mean, beautiful. The head does not look up or down. I should point that out. The legs, I guess we'll put that away. The legs, they can go way out to the side. They can go forward. They can go back. The ratchets on the hips are about as strong as they were on Metroplex. They serve the purpose, but they you have them in the long mode, like the battleship mode, and if you find the right balance, you're okay. But they, you know, if I wanted to lift him up, right, the legs will fall back eventually once you go past the point. The knees, there's a great bend in the knees to 90 degrees. There is no ankle tilt. Because his thighs can go out so far, I do kind of miss the ankle tilt here. So, you know, and in his, I guess, long spaceship battle station mode, he's a long spaceship battle station. He rolls great. He doesn't have a lot in the way of rolling mechanisms, but he does roll great in that mode. And in his base mode, I feel like there's a lot of versatility there. And we'll talk about that when we get there. So overall, for posability, playability, I'm going to give this guy, again, a 9. Now there is a couple of things worth noting that are sort of, I guess, throwbacks to Metroplex that are strange. The legs still open. It doesn't really serve a purpose. You come down under here, and there's a space right here where that mechanical arm is on Metroplex for when he's in his, I guess, carrier mode. And this red piece here still opens up on Fort Max's arm. And perhaps the strangest thing, and I don't see any real reason for it, is he still has this joint. So I guess if you want his arm to do this, it can. If you want to go across his body, it goes, you know, all the way around. It's so weird. It does open up a space here. I guess you could do this for maybe when he's in city mode or something. I don't know. We'll look at that again later. But I wanted to point out that it is still there, even though it's reversed from where it is on Metroplex, because Metroplex's arm swivels around to the back. And truth is, at first, there's so much with him I didn't notice it in a package. So this guy's scoring a 9. He is scoring a 9. We're going to look at his transformation now, which actually is quite easy. First of all, we take, by the way, if you want the sounds, right, you press the button on his chest. We're going to take Cerebros and Emissary out of the picture for the time being. I already discussed how to put Cerebros in that tower mode, I guess. So I'm not going to go back over it. I'm just going to do it right now while we talk, and you can listen to him. He's in tower mode. He's just waiting. Let's do the body next. We're going to do the, I guess, the battleship, spaceship mode, and then we're going to do city mode. So the battleship, spaceship mode, that thing is super easy. You take Metro or Fort Max and you lay him down. Take Fort Max and you just lay the guy down. That's all you're doing. You're just laying him down. And you come over to this side. You flip up the arm. You open the thumb and you put the fist down and under. Same on the other side. You bring the arm up, open the thumb and put the fist down and under. You can do that. You come to the center. You open out that piece and you open out that piece. It's a shame that he does not have his gun pieces that come out from the sides. These are the only full pieces that come out. There are a couple of silver circles there that I guess are meant to emulate it in robot mode. You probably saw that a few minutes ago when he was in robot mode. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. These two pieces up here, they flip down. Like that. And then you come down to his lower body. You flip this piece forward. It might pop out. Mine likes to. you angle up the gun a little bit. You detach the foot, you bring it down, and you reattach it. Same on this side, but my foot's a little gimpy. It doesn't really stay, which is a bit too bad. It doesn't really stay. You push that thigh in, you push that thigh in, and there you go. That is him in the battle station mode. I will pick this up so you can see it from more of a top-down view. You know, it's a good battle station mode. Let me situate the camera here. Yeah, it's a good battle station mode. You know, it is what it is. The Cerebros piece, that does fit in here. You take it and basically the legs need to go down in that center mass piece. And when you do it, you're going to want to make sure that there's a little bit of a gap left in the arms on the back so that they will be able to fit down there properly. So, let's do this. I find it's easier if you kind of get the feet in first, the front of the feet in first. And there you go. Down there. Now a lot of people have complained and said, hey, what do you do with Emissary? There's nowhere really to put Emissary in this mode. And you're right, there's not. There's a lot of pegs. I mean, you could put them on a peg, you know, back here on the arm. You put them on a peg that's right up here on the head. You could leave them plugged into the head if you so wanted to. Or there is one other option. You see the green translucent piece there with the gold stickers on it? By the way, this guy's all stickered up. You see the silver markings on the runway pieces, that's all stickers. The silver stickers, you see a bit of red on the leg, that's all stickers. This guy's totally stickered up. But you can, and I'm ripping a sticker off there, so that's great. You can open this piece out, and there's a little gun in there. This little gun, by the way, is just on a 5mm peg. When Cerebros is transformed, you can take it off, and any guy that can hold a 5mm weapon can hold this. I'm going to take it off screen for a second because it's just easier. You put the arms of Emissary out, you put them in a sitting down position, and this is why I took this out, see, because it's a little tight. And he can sit in the gun there, and you take that and you peg it back in, and that's where he can stay in this mode. In this mode, does it roll? Yes, it does. It rolls pretty well, actually. There are little rollers on the bottom here. Not wheels, not tires like Metroplex has. A couple of little rollers there, and there's one up on the middle of his back. And truth is, I didn't think it was going to work well, but it really does, and he rolls great. One disappointment in this mode. His legs do not peg together. When Metroplexes were opened out for his aircraft carrier mode, the legs pegged together. They don't here. I guess the tabs to be able to do it are there, but they're not on the right side of the legs. It's not a mistake in manufacturing or anything like that. It's the way it's supposed to be. If you wanted to lift them up, I guess you could, but there's a little less stability in the legs than I would like. So, going from this to his city battle station mode is super duper easy. Very easy. All you need to do is make sure that he splits his legs, and that's how you officially do it. I'm going to do that now, and then I'm going to show you a couple of, I guess, alt modes that are possible, and what I do with my version of this big mamma jamma. So, you take this, and we will turn him around front, fit the legs out to the side, and he comes all the way back. And this is it. This is his base mode. And again, you can see, I guess we'll turn Emissary around here. That gun can turn around, and we can open this here. Oh, I did forget one piece of transformation. In ship mode and in city mode, there's also a back panel that flips out and comes up around. If he wasn't sitting right in ship mode, that's why. It's just down on his back, it comes out around, and this piece on mine tends to pop off. It's just on a couple of little posts there. You can put it back in, no problem. But it comes all the way up around and pegs in right here to give him that center ramp. And you can see that's all stickered up too. You just leave it out up where his head was in this mode. So it is what it is. Anyway, Emissary, yeah, can still stay here. There's little posts here. Where else? Another little post over there. Is there any here? I don't know. There's a couple of little posts here. Two more here. There's little posts all over this guy. Now, a lot of people have complained about this and said, that doesn't really look that great. And they've tried to come up with fan modes for it. And me, being me, have tried to do the same sort of thing. So I'm going to show you, I guess, one that I've seen. There are other ones, of course, and then I'm going to show you what I do for my configuration for this guy. Because, again, we have a lot of options here. It's easiest if you turn the thighs on the back so that the hinge is facing up. Then you can unpeg the foot, and you can open out the leg. And we'll do the same here on the other side. We just turn the thigh all the way up, and we open the leg. Some people have done this. Actually, I guess I'm going to show you two configurations and then what I do. Some people have done this. And they point this forward, and they think that that looks fine. And I could see the argument, I guess, for that. I can kind of see the argument for that. Sure, why not? That's not, though, what I do with him. And it's not what everybody does with him. So, what other options are there? Well, what some people do, and I'm going to take this piece off just to make life easy on myself. Some people turn the knee and bend it up, and I guess I need to also fold that out. They do this, they put this up over. This piece they just close up again and leave it. They come over to the other side and they turn the knee so that it can bend up. And they do something like that. I guess I can see the argument for it, you know, for having them like that. It's certainly a little more G1 accurate. And there's a couple of ways to do it. You could have where you see the guns hanging out there, you could have the guns kind of facing each other in the center, and the opened out pieces kind of rest on the runways. That's another option for getting that. It's a little more stable that way. But I don't worry too much about it. Why? Because this is what I do. I want to have as much functionality as I can with this guy. So, the first thing that I do, or that you can do, I guess I should show this as well. This hinge, by the way, this weird hinge, this can come I thought it could come all the way up in this mode. You can see how hard it is. I mean, you could take that all the way up and put this down, and you can open this cannon piece, or this piece out. There's no cannon in there this time like it was, and you can have it look like that if you really want. I don't think that looks particularly great, but you can. You could bend it all the way over. You're losing one of these ramps that way. It doesn't work for me. So I leave that down. I do open this piece out though, because why not? Little ramp here, that little ramp connects to either Blaster or Power Master Optimus Prime. Little ramp here connects to either Blaster or Optimus Prime. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes as well. Now personally, I bring this leg down, I close it up, which is sometimes a little easier said than done. I turn it back around, I bring the foot down, now you don't want it to work for me. Naturally, now that I'm on camera, this piece doesn't want to close to me. There we go. I take my little, I guess, gun piece here, and I do put that back in, right there. I bring the foot down, I angle up the gun. I do that, and then over here, well, I guess I should open this as well, because I do that, and turn that around with Emissary still in there. I leave this as it is, and I just open that piece out like that, and angle the gun like that. And that's how I leave it. Kind of a little bit of a mishmash of both, but I feel like he looks more dynamic this way. There's just something about it that looks more dynamic to me this way. Obviously, your sensibilities might be different, and hey, that's cool if it is. Now, I don't have Power Master Optimus Prime. Don't have him. Don't particularly care to have him. But, well, I can't say I don't care to have him. It's just he doesn't really fit in with my collection. But I do have Ultra Magnus. So just at an interest sake, just at a fun sake, just for a laugh, I have no idea how this, I guess it would go into his arm somehow. And you could, you know, always add Ultra Magnus over on that side. I guess if you really wanted to, you could take Magnus and put him over here on this side. I'm not even sure how they attach. So you could do that to fill him in. Theoretically, he would have one on either side. The last thing that I do, just to widen his base in this stance a bit, is I open out that arm, and I put that down, and I come over to this side, and I open out this arm a little bit. And now I need to alter that. And there you go. In the end, that's the way I have my Fortress Maximus look. And I love the guy. I feel like, you know, you can do so many different things. You don't have to stick with the official mode if you don't want to. It's so cool. It is so cool. I'm going to give his transformation. It's easy in all modes. Anybody can do it for as big as he is, which is nice because it makes him handleable. I'm giving it a 10. Overall, this guy is, you know, 9.5. He is a great figure. He's an amazing playset, especially to go with Metroplex. I love the guy. Overall, he's a 9.5, and really the only reason he's marked down is because he's missing ankle tilts, and the paint apps aren't 100%. Everything else, do what you like with the guy. He is fantastic. Anyway, A, B, and C are done. Part 2 is in the books. Thanks for, you know, dropping by and having a visit. I tried to be as comprehensive here as I could. If you got any questions, ask away. And I guess that's all to say. Stick around for part 3. That's going to come up, and it's going to purely be the comparisons of this guy with Metroplex. And in the end, I'm going to kind of try and mesh both of the city modes together and just see how big this guy can get. What can I say? Thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping by for a visit. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together right here inside the videos.